At the point when the American crime drama series Sons of Anarchy completed its spat 2014, many thought about what was next for the many characters introduced all through the show's 7-season run. Despite the fact that Jax Teller's story finished, it wasn't the end for the Sons of Anarchy universe. Luckily for fans, Mayans MC premiered on September 4, 2018, on FX. Created by Kurt Sutter and Elgin James, the series has the same fictional universe as Sons of Anarchy. This time we focus on the Mayans Motorcycle Club, former enemies turned partners of the Sons of Anarchy. Mayans MC is set in the fictional California border town Santo Padre and stars J.D. Pardo and Clayton Cardenas. Over 2 years have passed since the occasions of Sons of Anarchy, with the side project following Ez Reyes, crisp out of jail, as he advances as a prospect in the Mayan Motorcycle Club charter. After a dramatic Season 3 cliffhanger, audiences have been standing by to see the aftermath and how things will play out moving forward. At the end of Mayans MC. Season 3, the Santo Padre Club wound up in critical waterways. After a death attempt turned out badly, Canch, the head of the Yuma Mayans, gathered together his partners and launched a hard and fast attack on the Santo Padre compound. Making matters more terrible was the absence of Coco, who spent the season engaging addiction, and the expected passing of Taza after he uncovered his part in beginning that carnage. Presently, FX has delivered the 2-section premiere for Mayans MC. Season 4, which uncovers exactly what befalls the club and its members. Here is a spoiler-filled recap of the principal episode of the Mayans Season 4 premiere, Cleansing of the Temple. Toward the beginning of Cleansing of the Temple, Angel and Ez Reyes head into the clubhouse as their enemies pour over the entryways. As the Santo Padre Mayans get ready for war, Hank blasts into Temple, where Bishop and Taza are battling over a weapon. It becomes obvious Bishop picked not to kill Taza, but rather that the last option is attempting to commit suicide. Hank goes through their weapon supply and understands that they don't have the firearms they need. From there, the fight starts vigorously. Ez and Hank head up to the roof and begin taking shots at the Mayans underneath. Be that as it may, they before long think of themselves as nailed down, and Hank winds up having chance in the leg as they attempt and maneuver back toward the clubhouse. Whenever they truly do at last make it down, Ez confirms for everybody that can't endure the attempt on his life. As the fight seethes around them, Nails goes to assist Hank with his wound, yet he declines it. He's fine to claim that. The Mayans outside then switch off the capacity to the clubhouse, leaving Santo Padre in obscurity. Accordingly, Santo Padre Mayans convene to check out their weapons, and things look desperate. That is the point at which they get the plan to retaliate by transforming their alcohol supply into Molotov cocktails and to get floodlights from the carport to assist them with seeing. The initial credits offer a short respite from the action, however the gunfire picks right back up when the show returns. Hank takes a shot to the near eye off the bat in the battle, however gives off an impression of being okay, basically for the present. A youthful club member kicks the bucket and the power gets cut to the whole compound, causing a woman hanging in the club bar to take a stab at calling the cops. Bishop smashes her telephone and lets her, and the viewers, realize that getting police included is an off-limits, paying little mind to how terrible things might get. This initial battle shows exactly the amount Ez has developed into a pioneer inside the club, as he's the one taking the fight to the other charters, and every other person is taking cues from him, Bishop included. Angel, then again, is taking more of a backseat as he's very nearly becoming a father. Nails, alongside Angel's unborn child, are in the clubhouse all the others. It's becoming increasingly clear with essentially every scene that Bishop is failing to keep a grip on his club. He's panicked and making matters more terrible for everybody, which works an unmistakable resistance to Ez's calm and controlled demeanor. On one hand, Ez is becoming the individual that fans trusted he'd avoid in the early seasons, and that is an unpleasant reality. It's difficult to watch his innocence completely vanish. Then again, obviously he was made for this. Santo Padre could not have possibly endured minutes without Ez, and everybody in the clubhouse knows about it. Things begin helping Santo Padre out when a woman at the bar proposes they retaliate in the same way and throw Molotov cocktails back at the other charters, making up for their lack of ammunition. Ez conveys an assault of fire, while Creeper makes a move for the truck and rams it into the entryway where the enemy Mayans are attempting to break in, bringing about perhaps the gnarliest scene in the franchise since Otto kept quiet. Creeper, tragically, takes a few projectiles in the act. It will not be amazing if this winds up tormenting Angel, as he should go with Creeper however remain back to protect Nails. Here is a nice treat. Everyone presumably failed to remember that two main characters weren't at the clubhouse at the time of the attack. Gilly had gone to rescue Coco from the medication mountain that held him captive toward the finish of season 3. They aren't much assistance at first, as they get nailed down external the doors, however they wind up sneaking around and into the clubhouse. Everybody is stuck, out of ammo, and Bishop can't hold himself together. All of the drama begins coming to a head and Coco misleads the remainder of the club about his chronic drug use, claiming his girl has been in a tough situation and that is the reason he vanished. He's rescued by the Mayans outside calling for Ez's head. The club digs in and we get some somber and important moments from a couple of characters. Angel and Nails discuss what protecting their child resembles. Hank calls his mother for what could be their last conversation. Ez scans the room and sees his family in shambles. Ez calls out Bishop's lack of initiative, contemplating who ought to take care of a singular's wrongdoings. He shouts out to Kanch and assumes a sense of ownership with everything, including his child's involvement in the blast, requesting him to save the others in the event that he turns himself over. Ez leaves and offers himself to Kanch, yet his brothers won't allow him to do it single-handedly. They all leave behind him, together, prepared to follow through on the cost as one. They're completely behind in Ez as he gets knocked out. Kanch has each member of the Santo Padre Charter on their knees, fit to be executed. He calls out the names of Mayans brothers that were killed because of Santo Padre's actions. Not long before Angel is killed, Marcus kills the gunman and makes his triumphant revisitation of the Mayans MC. Not a solitary man in the compound really thinks about disrespecting or resist him, regardless of his absence. The principal episode of the premiere concludes with Marcus laying out that the club still, in fact, has a place with him. Episode 2 starts with a genuine time jump, moving 4 months into the future after the fight. Nails and Angel are more joyful than ever, getting ready for the inevitable appearance of their child. Bishop has been demoted to vice president, and Marcus has reclaimed his spot on the Mayans' lofty position, changing the whole dynamic of the MC. There are a great deal of new faces around the table at Santo Padre, a few charters are visiting the area for a major meeting. One of those new faces has a place with a character named Manny, played by Good Girls alum Manny Montana, who figures to be a prominent character this season. He was seen momentarily in the principal episode, battling with Ez on the roof and getting cut, seems he's alright at this point. Kanch and the Yuma Club are in charge of the pipeline with Galindo far removed, which clearly isn't agreeing with the members of Santo Padre, who feel like they're being kept from any work. Alvarez has a challenging situation to deal with. Manny approaches Ez to attempt to mend things among them and their clubs. It's difficult to let how know that relationship will work out throughout the season. Manny could demonstrate an important companion and partner to Ez, or a genuine risk. Bishop actually harbors a great deal of disdain for the Yuma Charter, and some members of the club express their with him. Ez isn't excessively certain, considering more the Mayans an entire than the specific Santo Padre Charter. Felipe makes his most memorable appearance of the season, attempting to chat with Ez at his trailer, yet being completely disregarded. He leaves a note for Ez that was given to him by someone who came looking for Ez at home. There has been a ton of discuss the conflict between the Mayans and the Sons of Anarchy in season 4, and the Sons are at long last here. The San Bernardino Charter discusses Montes being missing, we know he's dead, and a likely fight with the Mayans. Some members need to battle the president conflicts. It's an agitated issue. Brother holding time with Ez and Angel. They differ about how to manage their father, yet they're actually in an incredible place with each other. Ez encourages Angel to disregard his past, specifically the child he had with Adelita. Coco is as yet managing his problems, convinced he has an idea about things, yet Gilly is a long way from being done it. Both are waiting on the post-trial process, and we realize Gilly just saved Coco's life. Ez heads to an animal sanctuary and succumbs to a deserted pit bull, as well as a woman who works there. One of the barkeeps at the club leaves in the wake of being made fun of by members of the Utah Charter, in the long run stumbling upon a mysterious container outside, encompassed by butterflies. We fail to understand what's inside at this time, yet in light of her reaction, a dead body seems like the most reasonable cargo. In a meeting for recovering addicts, which Coco was welcome to however declined, Creeper uncovers his inner self about his issues with how he's been approached to help the club. After the meeting he's approached by a woman that comprehends his sentiments better than others. There's most certainly something there. Coco's sweetheart and girl seem prepared for an advancement, however the last option isn't prepared to excuse the former for fulfilling her father's addiction. At the clubhouse, Taz attempts to make amends with Bishop, yet the VP isn't making them tell. That's what his former companion some misguided feeling of unwaveringness is the main explanation he's as yet alive. As the VP of the San Bernardino SOA charter plots a move against the Mayans, the former barkeep uncovers to her sister that she tracked down something, however the audience is as yet kept in obscurity about what exactly it is. Hank makes an appearance to the Alvarez home amidst one of the show's most touching moments to date, and we discover that he's working directly with the supervisor to report where members of the club stand. They both realize that Bishop might be becoming a difficult problem and Hank lets Alvarez know that the club needs him to be made entire once more. While playing his new dog, who is in a split second the best character on this or any show, Ez at long last opens the note left behind by his father. He streaks back to his time in jail, where he worked for the head of a Latino pack inside to remain protected. It seems like that is who the letter is from. Almost 2 hours into season 4 we at long last have an Emily locating. She's working at a cafe, riding a transport, and living in a cheap apartment, making an honest effort to begin another life without Miguel. This kicks off the typical episode finishing montage, checking in with characters like Taza, Coco, Angel, every one of whom are attempting to move on from the past in their own specific manners. It just so happens, the barkeep's sister used to date the SOA VP that has been gunning for the Mayans. Turns out what she found in the barrel was a cut, possible having a place with Montes.